So we kick off this live version of Impact with a match. Bobby Roode versus Sting, non-title match. Lumberjack style. Well, one thing you can say about this match, they did give him plenty of time. Sting, he took control right from the outset, and then later on Bobby Roode got in his shots and that kind of thing. But God, I just don't understand why Sting at this point of his career should be put in main event matches. I mean, I'm not gonna lie here. I'm one of the biggest Sting fans there is. He's one of my favorites of all time. But the man's almost 53 years old. His best days are behind him. I just don't. I mean, I get that when you're going live, you wanna have a big impression on your opening audience. I mean, when you first turn on the TV and you see, oh my God, there's Sting. It's like, I know who this is. But I mean, but just at his age, I don't think he should be put into a main event position. Sting ends up winning by Roode tapping out to the Scorpion, which then brings out the Hulkster, and he ends up making the main event for Slammiversary. It will be for the world title. Bobby Roode against Sting. I'm kind of at a loss here. I mean, granted, I know Sting's still over, and he can still go a little bit in the ring even at his age. But what does that say for your younger talent when you're making almost 53-year-old man your #1 contender? And then they showed Miss Goatface herself, Madison Rayne, back in her dressing room talking about the debut of Brooke Hogan. It's like, Do you know who I am? I'm Bully Ray. And he's in the ring calling out Joseph Park, who's up in the crowd with his popcorn and his diet cherry Coke or whatever the hell he has. But he's basically calling him out. They showed a clip of what he did to him last week after Joseph Park said he was guilty of attacking his brother and saying that he's not a fighter and all this stuff. If you watch the promo, this is why Bully Ray, in my own opinion, is the best heel in the business today. He knows how to push buttons probably better than anybody in not just TNA, but probably in wrestling itself. But the segment goes on for a few minutes. He finally does admit to attacking Abyss. He basically calls him out and this, that, and the other thing. And eventually this does set up a match for Slammiversary. And are we going to see Abyss? Could we? Really? Then you get back from commercial and then they do a little blurb on Crimson saying he's been undefeated for 462 days. Wow, it's kind of late for this, isn't it? It's like, yeah, he's been undefeated, but how many matches has he won in a row, though? I mean, yeah, I can see he's been undefeated for better part of over a little over a year, but it's like it's kind of like a day late and a dollar short. Then they show Crimson cutting a little cocky heel promo saying, "I can't be beat." Well, I guess we'll just see about that now, won't we? And then you have a X Division Championship match between the return of Chris Sabin to the X Division after Alex Shelley is now gone to the WWE against the greatest man who ever lived, A-Double himself, Austin Aries. Okay. I thought that for the little amount of time that it only got about 4 minutes. It's like, oh my gosh. It was good for the limited amount of time it had, but I would love to have seen them get a little bit more time, maybe about 10 minutes or so. And this would have been a match I would have paid to see, actually. I mean, I thought maybe they could have done this at Slammiversary maybe or something. I don't know, but AEW retains, and he's still the greatest man who ever lived. Then you had a backstage pre-tape from earlier today where the Hulkster brother was talking about Taz, and he's doing the gut check and being one of the judges for that. I guess he's taking over for Ric Flair. Then you had backstage with Bruce Pritchard, Brother Love, and Al Snow and Taz. They were all talking about Joey Ryan, who was on Impact last week or the week before, going against Austin Aries, talking about his positives and negatives. It's kind of a good reality show feel to this, because you kind of get the feeling that they're talking about potential talent to bring into the company, and I actually thought this was a pretty good segment. Then you got the 1 hour main event spot where Dixie Carter introduces the new executive president, or whatever you want to call her, of the Knockout division, the Hulkster's daughter herself, Brooke Hogan. And Dixie talks about Slammiversary coming up on September 10th. No, Dixie, it's on June 10th. Get your date straight, sweetheart. And I'm not quite sure what I think about Brooke being the director of the Knockout division. You know, if you know anything about wrestling, you know there's a lot of nepotism. I mean, so it's no surprise to see her put in this kind of position, since Hogan's the general manager and all. But I'm willing to give it a shot. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens. But guess we'll just have to wait and see. And next, there was a Pick the Challenger match for Devon's World TV title. 4 choices were RVD, Mr. Anderson, the charismatic enigma himself, Jeff Hardy, and Robbie E. Ooh. Well, since it did come down to fan voting, it's not really no surprise that they picked Jeff Hardy to go up against Devon. But I mean, Devon and Jeff Hardy they do have a lot of history. I mean, with the Dudley Boys tag team and the Hardy Boys. But match gets thrown out, no contest, because Robbie E and Robbie T interfere. Oh, Jesus Christ. Why in the fuck is Robbie E still getting TV time? I mean, seriously. This guy is a no-talent piece of monkey crap. Good God. And they don't have anything better for Robbie T to do than be the bouncer for Robbie E. Robbie E, who's a really, really bad example of, like, Paulie D from Jersey Shore. Oh my God. Robbie E needs to get the fuck off my television. Next. Then they show James Storm at his home, like at his ranch, playing with his horses, and he's with his daughter. And this goes on for a little bit. He talking about how one of the things he likes to do the least is let the fans down. It feels like he let Dixie Carter down. This, that, and the other thing. Finally, you get to a spot where his daughter is asking him, "Are you going back to wrestling, Daddy?" And then Storm shuts it down. So I think all signs point to yes there. I think he knew that was going to happen, but yeah. Okay, next you get the gut check decision on Joey Ryan, who looks like a Ron Burgundy / 70s porn star look. He's got that kind of look to him. I think Ben Stiller could play this role really good in a movie, because he looks a lot like him too. But coming down to the judges, Bruce Pritchard says no. Al Snow said yes, so it came down to Taz, and Taz really shot on him. It almost seemed like he shot on Joey Ryan after Joey Ryan did a promo to try to save his TNA life before it even got started, but Taz really went off on him. He kind of, and like I was saying back when they were in the dressing room area, or back in the backstage area, it's like, this really has kind of a good reality show feel to it. Because if you look at it, you kind of get that feel of how they really do go through who they, like, what wrestlers they're gonna put on the roster, and who they're gonna leave off, and this, that, and and it's like, it's a really good segment, I thought. Well, Joey Ryan is back to the Independence with you, brother. Okay, it's main event time, and it's AJ Styles against Christopher Daniels. I really, really, really hope that someday TNA will find something for Christopher Daniels to do that doesn't involve AJ Styles. I mean, if he's not feuding with him, he's tagging with him, and this, that, and blah, 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 blah. It's like, if it would just be something different, I'm just saying here. But with that being said, the match itself was pretty decent. Kazarian tried to interfere. He was unsuccessful. AJ Styles wins with a roll-up. And that's the end of the match. And then you get the post-match beat down. Kazarian and Daniels start beating him down. Then Kurt Angle comes down to make the save, which, it's kind of tying well into Summerversary, because I guess they are going to have a tag team title match between the two teams. But that's not even all of it, folks, because once they got Angle and Styles laid out, Daniels plays a phone call from Dixie Carter to AJ Styles, talking about Slammiversary or whatever, which brings out Dixie to the announce table, and she gets it shut down. So it'll be interesting to see where they go from there. Okay, my final thoughts on the show. The show is actually pretty good for this week. The Sting Rude match got plenty of time. I'm still not sold on Sting at this point in his career being like a #1 contender, but all in all, it was a good match. Even though I don't think Rude should have tapped out like a drunk man, but anyway. And then the Bully Ray segment with Joseph Park. It's like Bully Ray, it's like Bully Ray shows why he's the best heel in the business today. Not just in TNA, but I think in all of wrestling. He just knows how to get under your skin. And the Aries Sabin match for the X title should have gotten more time. I would. That's a match I would actually pay to see. Even though Aries went over, which is right decision. Then the gut check segment with Joey Ryan. Good base of reality to that, because I think that's how they would select wrestlers going to their company, or who they want to put on the roster, that kind of thing. Then the Styles Daniels match tying in really nicely to Slammiversary, and then the show itself pretty much kept my interest all the way through. So let me know what you thought down below. And this is Marvelous Mark signing off for now. Goodbye.